back to Life with Donna Vlogs. You know, the other day I was thinking about what vlog to do next, and it dawned on me that I hadn't done a get ready with me video in a really long time. And it also dawned on me that I have never ever shared my testimony with all of you at home. So today, if you are tuning in, I'm so excited because not only am I going to be getting ready with you, but I'm also going to be sharing my testimony of how I came to know the Lord. So if you want to know how Donna came to know the Lord, please keep watching. And also, if you are new to my channel, I want to welcome you to my community. I really created this channel to really help you be successful in every area of your life. So if you are new here, welcome to my community, and I don't want you to leave without subscribing because in 2020 I have way more things in store for you and I wouldn't want you to miss out. So if you're new, click that subscribe button and that notification bell right there so you can be notified every single time I upload a new video. Today I'm so excited because I'm going to be going to a gala night with my husband. It's for his work, and I'm really excited because this is going to be one of our first times where we actually get really dressed up and go somewhere really fancy. It's going to be down in Newport Beach. So I'm really excited, and I actually am wearing a Glaudy dress, which I'm so excited about. If you guys don't know Glaudy, Joanna Hernandez, the designer behind Glaudy, is one of my really close friends, and her and I met as I started doing my TV show, Faith with Flavor. And so I'm going to be talking as I'm getting ready because I really have to hurry up and do this. I'm going to be using for my pores the POREFESSIONAL by Benefit. I got this little cute sample in my Allure beauty box, and this is really like it's one of those brands that I love. This product, I should say, is a product that I've always used and I've always loved. Have you ever heard that saying that says if it's not broke, don't fix it, you know? So I just kind of stick to this and I love it so much. So yeah, I'm really proud of Joanna because she just opened up a brand new Glaudy store right in Beverly Hills. I'm so proud of her. You know, I'm the type of friend that likes to support my friends, so I'm really excited about that. And I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. It's the matte one. And you know, my mom has always raved about Estee Lauder. She has really sensitive skin and she just loves their products, and they don't harm her skin at all. So I thought to myself, you know, I should really try it out because I've never actually worn it or tried it. So this is my first time trying it out. And the girl that matched me, she did a really good job because I can't even tell what's my skin and what's the product. So that's a really good job. So I'm just gonna put it all over my skin, and this is supposed to be like a full coverage foundation. The only thing I don't like about this foundation is that it doesn't have like the squirt bottle, so I actually put a lot on my thing. Now I'm gonna have all this extra that I didn't use, which is such a waste. Now for concealer, I'm using my handy dandy Tarte Shape Tape. It is by far my favorite concealer, and I use the color 27H right now that I'm a little lighter than normal. So let's get into my story. My salvation story begins when I was a little girl. Basically, my mom, she kind of always told me about God. She grew up in a Christian home, and she has gone through her trials, but I remember that whenever something bad would happen in our home, she would always come back to the Lord or take us back to church, and that was something that really stood with me because I always knew that church was a safe haven and a place that I could always go to no matter what. And I'm using Take Home the Bronze by the BALM. Growing up, you know, my mom, she always told me that God was real, that God existed, and that his name was Jesus. But we never kind of stayed in church. We were always like off and on. You know, I used to call us the Christers. We were the holiday Christians. So we would go to church on Easter Sunday and of course Christmas Eve. So I was never always in church. You want a cookie? Sure, thanks. I just got a chocolate chip cookie.
Father-in-law made that.
These are so good. So good. Okay, so for my eyebrows, I'm going to be using this Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. I don't actually use it for contouring. I just use it I use the dark color for my eyebrows because my skin is very oily. So I never want to put cream on my face. Like, it's really hard for me to put any type of cream on my face because it creates so much oil already naturally. So, but I do love the creaminess of this for my eyebrows. I think it's perfect. It's a perfect color for my skin. And it doesn't move, which is great. And it doesn't dry out, which is the most important thing. Because I've bought a few that I can't even wear anymore because they dry out. So anyway, I got my first Bible when I was 8 years old, and I remember instances in my life where like we went to like a church camp, or you know, we were involved with some sort of ministry like the missionettes, because I grew up in a Pentecostal church. That's my background, is Pentecostal. But I was never discipled because it was never consistent. We never stayed in church enough to really get discipled or learn what it means to be a Christian, or what the Christian walk is all about. So all I really knew was what I heard from my mom, and of course, you know, what just from studying the Bible myself. And believe it or not, I was that little girl that read the entire Bible. Like, I read my picture Bible. It had a lot of pictures in it, but I was into it. Like, I really loved my Bible so much. I wish I still had it. Unfortunately, I don't. But those stories, like, to this day, still stay with me. Like, I remember when I first read about Adam and Eve, when I first read about Noah's Ark, and the impact that it had in my life at a young age. And I say that really to encourage the moms out there. Like, if you're watching and, you know, maybe you're believing for your daughter or your son to get saved, like, don't give up on that, because God will always bring them back. If you planted those seeds of faith when they were little, God will always bring your children back to Him. You know, He's married to the backslider. Today I'm going to do a smoky eye look on my eyes, and I'm going to start, of course, with the base. I'm going to be using my Jaclyn Hill palette because I love the pigments in these, and I'm just going to start with that white base right there. So growing up, you know, we didn't stay in church, and but the foundation was always there. And so when I turned, you know, when we were in high school, I went through a lot of things. You know, I grew up in a very broken home, and I went through a lot of trauma. I didn't meet my real dad until I was 13 years old. And even after I met him, I didn't really have a solid relationship with him because he lived really far. I can count on one hand how many times I've seen him my entire life. So, you know, it was just a lot. And I'm not angry at all about it. It's just kind of how things go sometimes. You know, when you're in a blended family, there's just a lot that you have to deal with. You know, I'm going to be using this blue color right here because I am wearing a blue cloudy dress today. I'm so excited to share it with you guys so you guys can see what it looks like. So if you follow me on social media, you'll for sure see it. You probably have already seen it by the time this video is out, because you guys are always the first to know. As a teenager, you know, I rebelled and I started partying with my friends, and I would go out and I would, you know, try to fill voids in my heart that were there, and that, you know, I also tried to escape from the reality that was in my home life because it was very chaotic. I can, you know, write a whole book about it, everything that I've been through. But at the end of the day, it made me stronger. And all the trials that I've been through in my life led me back to the Lord. So when I was 19 years old, I started questioning the reason that I was alive, the reason that I existed. And those questions led me back to church. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with that really dark black color right there. And I am just going to very gently put it in the corner of my eye. I'm gonna create a smoky eye look. Right here, I gotta be very careful not to do too much. And so, you know, at 19 years old, I found myself sick of partying. I was sick of that lifestyle. I was sick of looking for love in all the wrong places, and trying to find love in another guy, which never worked out. And so, you know, I had one more option left, and that option was to turn to the Lord. And I remembered, you know, my mom always doing that growing up. You know, she modeled that for me, that when things were hard, she went to the Lord. And that's not the most ideal situation to really turn to God, but for a lot of us, that is always the case. Like, we always turn to God when things aren't going well. And I'm glad I did, because I discovered a love that I was missing in my life. And I remember going to the church that day and feeling so broken inside, and his love just overshadowed any feeling I had. You know, I felt his love, his presence, and it really changed my life. You know, from that moment on, from that moment that I walked up into that altar and I cried my eyes out because I felt the presence of God, from that moment he started making me born again. Like little by little he started, number one, he took away the desire for partying. I never wanted to go into another club or do any of that anymore. You know, I had no desire for that lifestyle. And you know, my friends didn't understand. A lot of them, they just thought that I thought I was better than that. And you know, they would say, you think you're too good. And now looking back at it, I laugh because now they're saved and sanctified, and you know, I led them to the Lord. But back then it was just kind of like, it was interesting. And I'm just gonna blend it out a little bit because it's a little strong. Okay, and now I actually got this in my Allure beauty box. It's like this eye glitter stuff for your eyes, and it's black, which is perfect because I'm trying to create that smoky eye. So right there where I did the smoky eye, I'm gonna add the glitter right on top of it on the corners right there. Hopefully it comes out okay. This is the first time I'm doing this. I'm a little nervous. Oh wow, it's very pigmented. Like really pigmented. I think I'm gonna need a, ooh, that's actually really pretty. I don't know if you guys could see it, but it's actually really beautiful. So anyway, I went back to church, felt his love. He started making me born again little by little. He took away the desires for things that weren't of him and started placing new desires in my life. And one of those desires was to work for a ministry. I had this burning desire inside of me to work for a Christian ministry. I really wanted to be in the nonprofit sector, but my degree was in journalism, or that's what I was studying in college. And so I went from wanting to go to USC to wanting to completely change my life and want to go to a Christian university because I was so hungry. I still am very hungry for God, but back then it was like this unexplainable hunger where I wanted to just absorb as much as I could. So I wanted a Christian education. So I ended up enrolling to Vanguard, a Christian university in Southern California, and I loved it. Like, it was such a great experience. I really got to learn more. And you know, I saw all of my professors like my spiritual parents, or my spiritual dads, I should say, because a lot of them really were that for me. I never had a model of what a man of God looked like. And they were, you know, besides my youth pastor, of course, they were the second example. Sorry guys, my camera froze and I had to shut it down for a little bit. So I was talking about my professors and how they were like the second example of what a man of God truly looks like. So I really looked up to them a lot and I learned a lot from them. And oh, and for mascara, I'm using their Real from Benefit. And so I really loved my time at my Christian university. And another desires, you know, like I was sharing, is to work for a ministry. So I ended up hearing an announcement saying that TBN was hiring prayer partners. And I thought, you get paid to pray? That has got to be the coolest job ever. Where do I sign up? So I ended up signing up. I got an interview. And after the season was over, because they only hired us for the telethon, I wanted to continue to do it. So then I ended up signing up to be a prayer partner for the entire year. And I got it. And, you know, long story short, I stayed there for 7 years. I was part of TBN. You know, with that came the launch of the new network, TBN Salsa. And they asked me to run it. And it was just a complete honor because I got to work not only for a ministry, which I loved, but I also got to use my degree in communication journalism and really develop my skills on camera, which is, you know, one of the reasons why I started vlogging in the first place. And then out of that, my show was born. And, you know, God has just blessed me. And all it took was for me to come to the end of myself and realize my need for Him. And once I did that, I just felt like He just turned my life around for the better. And now I'm in such a good place, and I love all the experiences I've had, and it's all for his glory and his honor, really. You know, I'm doing my eyeliner with this Wet n Wild right here. I'm just gonna do a little bit in the corner. I'm gonna try not to go too crazy with it. Now for blush, I'm gonna be using this NYX color. It's called Powder Blush Red Riot. It's so beautiful for the winter. It's such a beautiful color. I love it. So yeah, you know, serving God is just such an honor, and you know, I never regret my decision, and I would never turn away from him because I love him so much. He's my all, my everything. I found my purpose. I found the love of my life. He is the love of my life. I love my husband, but God is first. Jesus is always first in my life. And he knows it too. He knows that God is first. And he's okay with it. And I'm going to be using this PIXIE by PETRA. And I'm going to put it in the inner corners of my eye just to make my eyes pop a little bit more. And, you know, some people think that it's really boring to serve God. And I beg to differ because I've had so many amazing experiences since I gave my life to the Lord. One of them being, I know a lot of you know that I went to Israel 3 years ago. Actually, on my Facebook page, it popped up as one of my memories, and I thought, wow, I cannot believe it's already been 3 years since I made that amazing trip. I mean, it was a trip of a lifetime for sure. I was so blessed by it. And I'm going to be using the Ofra highlighter. It's called Everglow, and it's the Nikki Tutorials collab that they did. For lips, I'm going to be using this matte color. It's a very nude color for me. I don't want to go too crazy because my eyes, as you can see, are super heavy. So this is called the Matte Velvet Teddy by MAC. And then I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild lip liner. It's Brandy Wine is the name of it. Okay, and I'm going to add the lipstick. So I wanted to share my testimony because I wanted to encourage you guys that God is still a miracle working God. He still has the power to transform lives from the inside out. You know, he still can help you be born again if you're not already. And if you are already, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, because he starts changing your desires from the inside out to honor him and please him. And it's all for our benefit, right? You know, these rules are there for our benefit. They're there to help us, to really show us what real life is all about, what real living. You know, Jesus said that he came to give us life and life more abundantly. And what does that look like? What does that mean? It means that when you're not supposed to have peace, you have peace. You know, it means that when you're supposed to be angry, you're not angry, you're happy, because he puts his purposes inside of us, and he puts his fruit inside of us also. And it's just a really beautiful thing. It really is. Today I'm going to be using the Queen Identity lashes, part of my Queen Identity collection. This is called the Esther lash, and it's so beautiful and so full. I love them because they're not too much, but they're also glam at the same time. And look at the packaging. I mean, isn't it beautiful? On the back of it, it says favor and grace are yours to take, which is my tagline for the brand, because I really believe that favor and grace is yours to take when you become a believer, when you become sanctified and purified by the blood of the Lamb. So I'm going to put these on and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I just put on my Queen Identity lashes, and these are in the style Esther. And if you want to purchase your very own, all you got to do is go to queenidentity.com and find them there. And I want to thank you so much for supporting me and my new business venture. You know, I'm so honored every single time you go there and you purchase something from my collection, because it really makes me feel good about what God is speaking to me and what he's telling me to do. And it's a beauty brand with a message, and that message is that we are all queens. You know, if you have God's identity inside of you, then you know that you are a queen because of who your king is. You know, he is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. But, you know, he gave me a dream where he said that I was a queen the moment that I said yes to him and I decided to follow him. So it's a really beautiful, beautiful message that it has behind the brand. And really, I just wanted to share my heart with you, and I wanted to let you know a little bit about my life and why I decided to follow Christ, because it has been the best decision I have ever made my entire life. And if you are new and you have no idea why I'm talking this way or why I'm saying the things that I do, and you have never given your life to Christ, I want to give you the chance to do that right here, right now on my vlog, because I promise you, you will not be disappointed. He is the best thing that ever happened to me. And I say that with so much confidence because it's true. He has changed my life. He has transformed my life. He filled that void in my heart with his love, and I will never ever be the same. You know, for me to live is Christ and to die is gain. And I want to welcome you to say this prayer with me if you are interested in learning more about Jesus and how he can change your life. And this prayer is very simple, and it just goes like this. All you have to say is, Father, I know that I'm a sinner, and I ask you to forgive me. I believe that Jesus Christ died for me, and I want to turn from my sins. Jesus, come into my heart. I ask you to be my personal Lord and Savior. I promise to obey you and follow you all the days of my life. In Jesus' name, amen. Yay! And if you said that prayer right now, I want to welcome you to the family of believers. I want to be the first one to congratulate you and let you know that you made the best decision you possibly could for your life. And now the next step is to really get plugged into a church home where you can really, you know, learn and grow and be discipled, you know, which is one thing that I lacked. Even though I knew about the Lord, you know, as an 8-year-old little girl, I never got the opportunity to be discipled until I made that decision at 19 years old. So, you know, get into a church, make sure that you're surrounded by godly people, watch some of my other vlogs that will really encourage you in the faith. And if you are new, do not leave without hitting that subscribe button right there and that notification bell so you can be the first one to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you for letting me share here on Life with Donna Vlogs. And if you have a suggestion for my next vlog, leave it down below, comment down below and let me know what you think I should talk about next. And who knows, you may just see it on the next vlog. Thank you so much. I love you so much. I hope to see you soon. God bless you. Have a great week.